Hey guys, we've got news for Global on March 17th. And this week, to discuss some pretty cool banners, is Mr. Snake. I'm a longtime friend of mine from Brave Exvius, so you can say hello, Mr. Snake.
Hello, everybody. How's it going?
So, are you excited for another premium unit right after Esther? We're getting Dark Rain.
Uh, not really. It's cool, but Esther took all my Lapis, so
That is probably the case for a lot of players. I would not doubt that they have gone pretty hard on Esther and don't have a
yeah.
ton left over for Rain. But he is coming this week. Now, the cool thing about this, I guess I could say, is if you look right here, the duration of the banner is like 2 months long. This banner is going to be here for a really long time.
I,
so
I I thought that was a mistake. When I read that, I thought that was a mistake. I'm like, that must be a typo.
I mean, I guess it's possible it's a typo, but then again, this event that he's coming with is like the second coming of the second emperor or whatever it's called. It's like a really long event. On the JP server, this was their sixth anniversary event. So it was like a really big deal, and it lasted for like a month and a half. And because of the release schedules, Global always has like the JP's anniversary content always getting to us around this time frame, even though it's not anywhere near Global's anniversary. But yeah, so it kind of makes
Okay.
sense that his banner is so stretched out because it'll probably last the entire duration of this big like JP anniversary event. For us, it'll just be a regular event.
Oh well, that's cool. So I'll give me time to maybe pull on it in the future.
So, people will probably know at this point from just hearing about it. Just in case you don't, Dark Rain is a premium unit, so the usual 60k for pity. He's not going to have shards basically anywhere other than cash bundles or login shards, and then VIP shards. Normally it's 2 weeks later. His banner is like a two months long. So no, because Esther's VIP shards went into the shop exactly 2 weeks later, even though her banner is still active. Esther's got a 3 week banner. So I assume Dark Rain's shards will go in the shop in 2 weeks, not after the banner. So that's good news. Not a whole lot to say about the banner itself. Like I mentioned in my shard video a few days ago, they haven't really ever changed the premium format. So the premium format is just as it's always been. If you know all the other premiums, he's premium too. Uh,
That's cool. That's cool.
so the unit itself is a Dark Mage. He's got a 350 XLB. He is Dark Element, and he is a Mage, meaning no variance and no like sharing imbues if you want to use a different element, etc. But he got a massive upgrade on the global server. So this is huge. So the big problem that Rain had on the JP server was at the time of his release, mages didn't get variants, and like at the same time as his release, all the physical units are getting variants as well. So it's like everyone's getting buffed, and then mages are like sitting here, with their head bowed, like, can we please have a turn? The way Global is fixing this is, if you look at his STMR, they're making the passive on its stack. So if you dual wield this, you'll get the passive twice. And they buffed the passive from 500 magic on JP that doesn't stack to 1250 magic on Global, and it does stack. This is a grand total of 2,000 extra flat magic, and that is an enormous boost to this character. And based on just some quick calculations, he is going to be like literally one of the top DPS on Global for bursting. He's going to do like the same damage as Kane, basically, which is insane. And that's without any variance. That is including that he doesn't have variance. Like the magic buff is that big of a deal. So what do you think about this, Mr. Snake? Is this exactly what Kane Rain needed, or should they have done more? What are you thinking?
Oh no, that's pretty heavy. That's pretty big. From what I heard, I guess they buffed them up a little bit, so I guess this is the buff on it. But whatever it is, it's pretty nice. It's pretty decent. I like it. It
Oh
seems
yeah,
pretty It seems yeah.
it's
Yeah,
like
SLB unit. Oh, but yeah, it's pretty dope. I say that it's pretty dope.
mm-hmm. Yeah, he has SLB. So that's a good point to point out there. So you need to be EX3 to burst on turn 3, or EX1 to burst on turn 5, or EX2 at 4. It doesn't specifically mention in the news if they're lowering his 500 magic to EX2 or not. I would assume they are. They've done it for all the other premiums. I don't see any reason why they'd change now. So it's probably going to be an EX2 buff. And we should mention real quick about his TMR. So his Trust Mastery is also kind of a big deal. So this Magic Boost Plus is kind of sort of like the magical version of Tyvis's STMR. So you power up your magic beyond the cap for your next burst, and then your next LB or any attack does a lot more damage. It's really only for LBs because things like a quad caster only gets it for one of the 4 casts. It's less of a big deal for them. But for an LB, it'll boost the entire LB. So this is very similar to Tyvis's STMR, but for mages. That's his TMR as well, so it's even easier to get. One thing I will point out is this Reduce Own Spirit. It basically makes you take double damage from magic, which in Dark Visions is like, who cares? You don't take damage anyway. In most trials, it's like, who cares? You don't take damage anyway. But a few trials, that's actually a really big deal. I actually posted a video of the Belphegor trial from JP recently, and if you watched that video, you saw how after Phase 2 started on that trial, I never used Focus again, because it would get you killed from that double damage. But normally it's fine to use, but just keep that in mind. And then... Go ahead.
Sorry about that. Go ahead. I said, can it work on Angela?
Yes, absolutely, yeah. So this one is not restricted to type or whatever. Like Tyvis STMR can only be equipped on physical units. This can be equipped to anyone. Now, it does only boost magic, so like while you can equip it on like Sephiroth, there's no reason to, even though you could. But yeah, absolutely. This is a huge boost for Angela. This is a big boost for like all the mages that don't have focus naturally. Now, a few mages already have focus, like Sniper Physalis or Beach Buoy Shinju and VV. Like mages that have focus already, well, they don't need a second source. But mages that don't have it, like Luna Freya, Terra, Diverti, Angela, all these mages and evokers, this is a really, really big boost to them. So that is super awesome. Now, it is magic only. So, like, for example, Summoner Yuna is not going to do anything for her because she's a spirit damage dealer. Or Chow, stuff like that.
Yeah, that's pretty nice. I think I want the TMR because put it on Angela because yeah.
Oh yeah. And speaking of Angela, another reason a lot of people were hyped about Dark Reign is the Vision card. Now, it is a premium Vision card, meaning EX3 only, which means break out that wallet or go into your savings. It's gonna cost you to get an EX3. But if you do go the distance, this is like the best mage card pretty much ever. So it's 80% magic, and then for mages only, it is restricted to mages. It gives 100 LB damage and 500 flat magic on any mage, no matter the series, no matter the gender, just mage. Now, I'm pretty sure every single person that would actually want this card does qualify for it. I'm not aware of anyone that would want to use this card but doesn't have the mage tag on them. Let me know in the comments if there is a mage that isn't tagged as a mage, but I'm pretty sure they all are. So you said you're out of Lapis, Mr. Snake. So no Dark Reign for you?
No. No. Esther took all the 60,000 I had. She took all that.
Oh no. I have been on the fence about Dark Reign. On the one hand, his card, his TMR is amazing. The STMR is kind of whatever. Obviously, it's amazing for him, but this flat magic is only for Dark Reign, so you can't use this on other mages. But, I mean, I kind of want like a minimum of 1 copy because the magic boost TMR is really good. With 1 copy, I can stick him in the Shard Dungeon as it rolls around. On the other hand, he was boosted so much. He's so strong compared to what he was going to be without these buffs. I'm now considering going to pity on him. I'll make that decision later, and thankfully, because the banner lasts like 2 months, I have no rush to make that decision. I can just let him sit there and wait until I make that final call. But oh, he is really tempting now. Really, really tempting because that is some good buffs. Like thumbs up for this. I'm really
You're
happy.
pulling. You're pulling. We all know you're pulling. You always say that. Oh, I don't know. And then on day one, you know what? Hey guys, I think I'm going to pull on this banner.
I mean, I gotta be honest. I am leaning towards pulling at this point because they made. I mean, these buffs are good. They're just really good. They're really good. They're exactly what he needed. And
Business
then
card.
let's take it back down a notch. Now we've got Regan the Return. This is the thankfully not on the banner, so he's a standalone troll unit. So everything we said about Edge a few weeks ago, this is the light version of Edge. So Edge was the Thunder Breaker. Regan is the Light Element Breaker or the Holy Breaker. They are almost a carbon copy, like right down to the damage type. Regan's a dual wielder, Edge is a dual wielder. They both have bad damage, they both have bad breaks. And when I say bad breaks, I mean they don't have a 90% break. They do have an 88%, which is up there, but we're so used to 90% on global. Having an 88% is like, come on, what's going on here? I didn't even look. Did he get a global upgrade? Maybe he did. Nope.
No.
Nope. No global upgrade, so big sad face for that one.
Skip.
I mean, this is my recommendation is a big skip. You know, players definitely do whatever you want to do. If you love Reagan, by all means, go for it. I hope you get him.
He's gonna he's gonna troll you on rings banner.
Oh, he will. He probably will because it even specifically says right here, Reagan is in the pool. So when you see a red crystal, it's going to be Reagan. I mean, I'm kind of overstating a little bit. Like he's not like a trash tier unit or anything. He's got uses. If I did get him off banner, you would see him show up on some teams on my videos and all. He's just, in my opinion, not worth a chase. But he's a fine off banner. If I get him off banner, okay, sure. Keep in mind, his step up is kind of expensive. It's 42,000. You do get shards on the banner, so it's 42,000 for 50 shards. And unfortunately, I should have like compared notes for my little recent banner chart that I made the other day. I didn't compare it, and I had to go dig it up. So we're not going to do that right now. I don't remember. So 42,000 with 50 shards. There's no shards in the summon shop. I don't have that news open, but the summon shop news, there are no shards in the shop. So it is just the 50 on the banner. I think that was like an overpriced banner, kind of like Edge's was. Do you remember, Mr. Snake?
It seems familiar, but I mean, not really. But I mean, I haven't looked at the banners because I haven't really pulled. But I mean, it looks familiar.
Okay, yeah. Well,
You
in
know,
any case, I would personally recommend if you're gonna pull, go for Rain. Don't go for Reagan, but you do you. And as far as what he does, I mean, I'm just being serious here. He's basically just the light version of Edge, and that's just it. So his STMR, now his STMR is actually kind of interesting. I got to be honest here. It's a chest piece. It can only be used, or the passives can only be used by breaker units. Now that sounds kind of whatever, but the thing is, there are some units that are actually really good, and they do have the breaker tag. For example, I think star player Titus does. I know, or I'm pretty sure the upcoming Neovision Squall has it. And this is a great chess piece for them. It's 72 attack power, and it has a Magnus on it that boosts your LB the same as Tyvis's STMR. So for unfortunate players like myself that pulled for Tyvis and only got one, and still only have one, so I don't have enough copies to go around the party, this STMR would be great because I could stick this on like Titus and then give Tyvis's STMR to like a different unit, and I'd be happy for that. So actually, if I did off-banner him, I'd be pretty happy for that reason. And then the TMR is copy-paste. Copy-paste. It's the light version of Edge and Tullian. Super lazy mode. Shame on a limb for doing this, and they do it a whole lot more coming up. A lot of units coming down the pipe are literal copy-paste of like units we've had for months. So, yeah.
wow. A lot of skippable units I see.
I mean, yeah, there's a bunch of duds coming down the road. That's unfortunate. And then his vision card is yet again a big dud. So we've got 70 attack and magic. That is way too low. And then for breakers only, it does give 100 LB damage and 100 demon killer. So I guess, like, I don't know, if you've got a breaker that really struggles to gear and you really want to deal damage to a demon with an LB, okay, I suppose. I would still slap on like a better card, like Ling's card or something like that, over this one. But yeah, it's here, I guess.
Yeah, that's trash. I don't like it.
And then we're getting Golden Rizer as well. Now, this is a free unit. Now this is kind of cool. This unit is he's a little wonky. He is, I don't even know how to describe him. So basically, all he really does is he focuses for like 5 turns or something. I forgot I mean exactly. It's 4 turns, 5 turns, something like that. Basically, a long time. He just sits there and charges up, and then he does a normal attack with a, by memory, 44,000% attack buff, which sounds insane, but he's only doing a normal attack, which has a 1x modifier. But he still does decent damage. Unfortunately, I completely forgot about him on my damage calculation sheet, and I never calced his actual damage. I can't tell you right now where he lands in relation to other units. I do know his damage is okay. It's not like super meta, but he's a free unit, so he's definitely worth getting and using every now and then. So, yeah. So, are you hyped about Rizer, Mr. Snake?
I didn't even know about him.
Didn't even know about him. Oh no.
Never even heard of him until I read the news. I didn't even know he was free.
Oh yeah, I actually did use him in like 2 or 3 JP videos just to showcase him when he first came out, because he is decent. The big issue I have with him, and the reason I just don't really use him anymore in JP, is he's really a headache to use. Like I mentioned, you got to charge up for like 5 or 6 turns, and he literally sits there doing nothing except charging. He just uses focus for like 5 turns in a row, and then even after you do use him, the frames on his normal attack, if you quad attack it, which is how you have to use him, kind of, they're really slow and they're just awkward to use. So like, he's a good unit, and he's certainly going to show up in a few budget runs for me on global because he is a free unit. But he's a little irritating to use, just to be completely honest here. But I mean,
the 5 turns though.
It's 5 turns. Yeah, it's kind of irritating, and there's also a whole lot of like special mechanics about him, like amplifies don't work on the normal attack and all that. I'll probably do a video on Rizer after he comes out and give people like more of a tutorial on all the things Golden Rizer. That's kind of too much information for like a news video though. And again, his STMR and his TMR are completely free because the unit's free. You're getting him all the way to EX3, completely free. His hat piece, 100 attack power. That's literally the highest in the game. The Clash of Wills hat piece is only 90. So this is the highest attack hat in the game. It's, it doesn't do anything else, just attack power. But it's really good. Really, really good. And then the TMR is like Demon Killer, whatever.
Yeah.
And here is the special event. Like I mentioned, this was the anniversary event. Oh, actually, I was... Oh, you're kidding me. Oh, my God. I literally just clicked it and closed it by accident. Now it's gone. I have to find it again. I wanted to look at the vision card for Dark Rain. I can't believe I closed it. Okay, we're gonna extend this news video for like an extra 20 seconds as I go find the link to that. Why did I close that by accident? Vision card links. Copy. All right. Let's go ahead and look at the vision card. Here we go. Because the vision card... Oh, they cropped it. Okay, so in the JP server, like I mentioned, this was an anniversary event, and the vision cards were very anniversary themed. Okay, so they like zoomed in on the card. So down here where the mouse is pointing right here, on the bottom part of the card, there's like a big message saying happy anniversary, and I guess the way to deal with that, they like zoomed in and just cut off the bottom half of the card. Which is fine. Okay, that's one of my... I was just curious, what Gumi was going to do about that because, it's not our anniversary. But anyway, so now we know. But anyway, so here's the event that's going to last for a long time. Yeah, so Chapter 1, and this is going to go on for multiple chapters, more and more updates. The whole I'm not going to spoil it because a lot of people want to see it as it unfolds. It's a pretty interesting story. Definitely read it in the game if you're you care about the storyline and stuff. But I'm not really going to talk more about that because I don't want to spoil it. It's kind of like a big reveal, big twist or whatever. But we're not going to spoil it on the video. So without spoiling anything, Mr. Snake, do you know what the story is from the JP server? Have you followed it along or not really?
No, I don't play JP, so I don't know. So I don't know anything about it, but it seems interesting. I mean, so I'm looking forward to it.
Okay. Yep. So people can start playing it on Thursday, and also you're going to get this vision card. It's a free card, and this is. Blah. If you're a brand new player, great. This will be good for you, but for everyone else, you're not going to use this. It's 60 attack and magic and some passive stats. It's a free vision card. A brand new player would be like, "Yay, I got a vision card." Everyone else is gonna be like, this is just cluttering my vision cards.
Yeah, got too many of those.
Mm-hmm. And then it's a Mog King event, Assault on the Inauguration Ceremony. This is part of the storyline of the Dark Reign stuff. You get some gear, so a spear. So Dark Reign is a spear mage. I'm not sure if I really specifically said that. He wants to dual wield spears. If you only pull one copy, you're really going to want a second spear for his offhand. And here's an option. I think the Physalis spear from the old Physalis event might be better. I don't remember. It's similar in any case. This one might even be better. I don't know. Because of the buffs to Dark Reign, I definitely recommend you try to pull a second copy of him for a second of his own STMR. But in case you can't, here's something. This is an accessory that gives some resistance, some LB fill. It's like whatever. And I don't know if this is the global exclusive change or if JP fixed it as well. But if you notice, this killer material is not locked to a unit. Thank the Lord it's not locked to a unit. That was so dumb how they made so many TMRs from the MOG events locked to a unit. Like, we're going to lock it to the 4-star Rubicant and all that. This one is not, though. So that's great.
I mean, it's all right, killer. I mean, even the attack and magic, 50%. I mean, we have a lot of demon killers, so it's not. I mean,
yeah, that's kind of the problem. There is like demon killer is probably the most common in the game. Either that or human. I mean, they're both like super common.
I mean, it'd be nice if it was 75%, but 50% is like, we got a lot of 75% out there, and too many 50%. So it's like they could have kept that one, really.
I agree. Definitely would have rather than a 75. And here's the list of bonus units. Like, it is an enormous list. It's so big they actually didn't even put the graphics. They only put the names. It's because it's like every Brave XPS unit ever. So yeah, everyone's gonna have huge bonus for this.
Yeah, we've seen that before. That's not the first time they've done that. They've done that every FFB unit that come out with everybody's on there. The FFB, everybody got EX3s of everything. So I mean, yeah, like pretty out bonus EX3 everything. So
yeah, and we've got 2 EX stages. Now these are, truth be told, a little tricky to do with all the turn limits and all. It might be easier on Global because Global has some really crazy options like Carton, Esther, stuff like that. So we can do some like really, really crazy quick bursting. On the JP server, they were a little tricky for me. It took me some effort to do them. I eventually got them done, but it was a little hard for me on the JP server to get these done. So these are not total pushovers, but they might be on Global if you've got like some of the overpowered units. I'll definitely have guides for them on Thursday. But the interesting thing here is the fine print. So if you look right here, the Mystery Crystal is a special item which can be exchanged for a Master's card or an Emperor Gigantor. Now that's used to level your units beyond 120 all the way to 130. So it seems like we're finally going to be getting the actual cards and Gigantors in this maintenance. Unfortunately, there was no news in the game, at least not yet, about that feature being added. That news might be coming later, or it might be coming after Thursday's patch. Like sometimes they'll put like the news out after maintenance. But this does heavily hint that we're finally getting able to use the Master's card is the 7-star card item. So it seems like we're getting the 7-star cards on Global. I was a little worried we might skip that. I guess we're not. I'm really happy about that. And then the level ups. So what about you, Mr. Snake? Are you going to be giving a vision card to any 7-star units that you have, or are you using all yours going to level units to 130?
Well, I mean, depends. I mean, it depends how many we get, though. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
depends. Like depends how random. So I may just hold for a while because I mean, Global has been giving up like good units. So it's like, is it really needed? Do you need 130? Do you really need some? Or play
Mm-hmm.
with some 7-star units?
Yeah.
I like playing with old 7-star units. So I might throw it on my old Esther. Just throw one of those. If I get more, I'll throw one on old Esther just because she's great.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So for people that don't know, well, actually, I'll probably make a different video going into the whole how to for Master Cards and Emperor Gigantor. I'm not really gonna do that in a news video. I'll make that like a standalone guide video about how to do Master Cards and Gigantors and all that, because it's a little bit of a complicated system with like eraser Cactuars and white Cactuars and all that. It's a little convoluted. Maybe Global even changes it. I could be like making a guide that's not even going to be correct for Global, so I'm going to wait on that. But for me personally, I'm thinking I'm going to probably use a 7-star vision card slot on a couple units, mostly because I still enjoy making like budget videos and all, and some of the 7-stars like Avalanche Jesse for like the big example. I use them constantly in budget videos. I'll probably like give Jesse a vision card. I might give Zana. Well, maybe there's really no reason to give Zahn a vision. It wouldn't even do anything for him, so maybe not. Even though I use Zahn a lot, a vision card wouldn't really add anything to him, so maybe not on him. I don't know. I'll think about it. And as far as the Emperor Gigantors, maybe Esther. I'm kind of assuming Esther is going to have like a long shelf life and she's really good. So maybe I'll make Esther level 130. Other than that, I don't know. We'll see.
Oh yeah, her at 130. Oh yeah, she'd be like overpowered.
Mm-hmm. And other than that, again, we didn't really get a standalone news for it, but just a reminder for players. Thursday is the big variance patch, which is going to make all the quote-unquote bad two-handers, like sword, greatsword, spear, all that kind of stuff, they're going to now be really good and worth using instead of like fist or gun. It's been like fist and gun for 5 years on Brave Exvius. We're finally going to have like a real legitimate reason to use like those spears and great sword two-handers and all. Esther's gonna love it. All the dragoons are gonna love it. Oh yeah, the dragoon stuff is also should be coming on Thursday. We didn't actually get confirmation on the news today. I kind of figured they would do like a reminder confirmation news. I guess they didn't, but that should all be going in on Thursday. So that's pretty much it that I can think of. Is there anything else, Mr. Snake, that I missed?
No, I think that's everything. I think I look over, yeah, that should be everything.
All right.
I mean, I'm all.
Well, thanks again for joining me to discuss the news. I'm kind of hyped about Dark Rain. Oh, actually, the Dark Rain, I got rid of it for the Vision card. Here we go. I'm kind of hyped about Dark Rain. I'm really happy they buffed him. I'm leaning towards pulling for him. I likely will, but probably not on day one. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Maybe I will.
You're pulling. Stop the cap. You're pulling.
I might. I'm considering it. Okay.
Yeah, but like 2 in the afternoon, you'd be like, "Oh, hi guys, I decided to pull."
That is usually the way. Like that's the thing. I really legitimately struggle with it, and then I'm like, then I even like just talk myself and like, yeah, I kind of want this guy, and I'm gonna go ahead and go for it, and I do go for it a lot of times. Some not always though. Like Graf was another one. I was really on the fence about Graf, and for him, I actually landed on not pulling. So not always I pull, usually, but not always.
I mean, for a good unit, I mean, Graph is one thing. Good for like someone like Rain or someone like a unit that would be something like this. You'll pull on it. You always do. You tend to do anyway.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's basically it, and I will see you guys on Thursday. Thanks again, Mr. Snake.
Well, thank you for having me. Later, everybody.